Welcome to a game that is very near and dear to my heart. Oxygen not included. So, my interest in this game started before the whole pandemic shit happened. I think it was when I was still an early adult. Man, 17 and 18, I don't remember. I was young, I was still in high school. One of the YouTubers I was watching, Markiplier, uploaded one of his first videos on it. And I was incredibly interested. I watched him play, and, well, a couple years later, I bought the game for myself. Anyway, we're gonna start on survival. Word of a heads up. I did try making a video on this before, but for some fucking reason, OBS reset my microphone settings. So it didn't register any of the words that I said the entire time. So I had 2 hours and 49 minutes of of gameplay. This is the world. It's here. And yeah, so the entire start gone. Anyway, so we are going to be playing on the standard world. I could do the DLCs, but I figured that's a later time if I ever get to it. So we are going to click random a couple times, and that'll tell us what our extra asteroids will be, where this one is the one we start on. So, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, nearby asteroid will have low metal, but caves. It'll have the third one will have a lush core, fourth frozen core, and then we have these as story elements in the starting one. So survival chance is ideal, hence on the standard one. That's just how it would be. Let me just do that. I also unfortunately had to replace my TV with one that I had specifically set for. Well, I say my monitor, but it's a TV. I had to use the one in my closet, unfortunately, which I originally had that space reserved for movies, so I could just sit there in my own little space. But no, the blacklight the blacklight in the monitor burnt out, from what I can guess, because it went dim, super dim. Like, you turn the brightness all the way down on every setting. Couldn't fix it. Fidgeted with it for about an hour, just decided, fuck it, I have a better one in the closet, I'll just pull that one out. And so, I don't know if you noticed, but the resolution's a bit different. Then again, you haven't seen me play this one. Okay, so, to start off, it is ideal to start with a builder, a digger, and a researcher. What we're going to do is we're going to re-roll until we get both building and suit wearing. Suit wearing, which I will show momentarily. Oh, these are bionics. They are part of a DLC. Bionic duplicates. I don't have enough experience with them yet, so I don't normally go with them yet. I feel like later down the line I will, but right now we're sticking with standard. Let's see. So we got suit wearing, but we also got researching. I don't really care for researching, and the traits aren't very well lined. I personally like to do this with my duplicates, where I re-roll until I get moderately ideal. There's definitely ones that are perfect, but for right now I'm simply getting what works. Okay, I thought for a second I didn't hit record. I was going to be pissed. Alright. Rocketry. That is a very late game needed skill. I say late game, mid-late to late game. I don't get it, because I don't see the reason in getting a duplicate with it so early on. Because it feels like a wasted skill or interest. Whoop. Another researching. Yeah, see, being both builder and researcher isn't exactly what I like. Because we're going to be researching for a long time, because there's a lot to research. Ah, there we go. Tidying. Well, tidying isn't perfect, but it did give them better strength feats. Let's see. This duplicate receives a free skill without the drawback of increased morale requirements. A random tier 3 skill? Ah, they fart. I don't want that. Okay, so natural gas is something that I can output with that. But unfortunately, when they do that, it's going to slowly collect over the course of our cycles, and it's just going to build up, and it's going to be very obnoxious because then I'll have to go out of my way to remove it from the main living areas. I don't want that. Operating and supplying, not bad, not bad, but it's not what we want. Ideally, I would want building, supplying, and suit wearing. Because if they have, well, that's critter version, gourmet, grease cuisine. Ah, okay, so they get a morale boost from lower quality food. That's not bad. Well, they can't do that. They can't do, like, husbandry, so they can't farm critters. It's not bad. I'll go with it, just because why not? Let's see... Decorating. Well, decorating would have been good on the other one, but... Come on. Operating. That's not... I don't think I want operating on someone who's digging, because for the majority of our time, we're going to be excavating. So we don't want them to have something else that would keep them occupied. Specifically, builders and diggers, we want them to have... Like, we want them to be strictly doing what they're supposed to. So the other stuff, we want just to aid in their processes. This building will allow them to carry more. So, even though it's not necessarily supplying, it allows them to carry more to their job. You can tell how this could take a while, too. I have tried both digging and building in the same niche. Ooh, that's actually really good. You know what, I might get him just because those two are boosted and he gets faster mining. That's not bad, I'll go with that. Okay, researching farming. We also want suit wearing on the researcher, because at some point we're going to be researching things out in the field and they could be hazardous. I say field, outside of our main enclosed area, because we are going to try and do that. Doctoring would have been good. Don't click it too fast. Operating, it's not bad. Spying, lecture, dating, tidying, spying, fine. See, there's rocketry. They're immune to cold, so I guess that's not awful. They get a +2, +2, +3. It's not awful. I mainly just like it because, it's just a bonus. Yeah, but that would be them going on a space mission. Nah. Ranching. Ooh, and they got the chilly surroundings one as well. Oh, wait, no, they can't, because they got a... Yeah, that's possible, by the way. They can get contradicting ones. That would have been good. I would have taken it, but he can't do husbandry. Cooking's not bad. Grease monkey, machinery. Well, he doesn't have a machinery skill, so I guess that wouldn't be very advantageous to give him now, would it? That's fine, actually, because they get husbandry and architecture, or agriculture, suit wearing, and researching. That's okay. That's good. Alright, I'll take that, because they're a nice middle ground. Fucking bowl cut. Look at this. Alright. So, I think, for the fun of it, let's see. We got building, tidying, suit wearing, gourmet. They don't like critters. They vomit in their blooming artist. We could choose names too, so we're gonna name him Billy. No. Nah, Billy's fine. We got Mary. We're going to name her Hmm. You're going to be named Kimpy, just because. And you are going to be named Cereal. Because your head is stupid and shaped like a cereal bowl. Alright, so we are going to name our... what do we name our colony? Bass, Ass, and Cass. Alright. And Cass. There we go. Welcome to Colony Bass, Ass, and Cass. Give it a second to load. There we go. Alright. So, if you're unfamiliar, the way this game works, you spawn in to a specified zone, although it is possible on some asteroids to get alternate spawn locations, where your pod will end up in, well, different areas. It's not bad. So, down, hold on. Okay, so, down at the bottom right here, you will see that we have different stuff. So we have the dig option, which most of these are just the hotkeys. You go down here if you don't have a keyboard, or honestly you're messing around with the mouse, or I don't know why you wouldn't. Say you don't want to use a keyboard, or you don't want to press the shortcuts. So you have dig, G, we have C for cancel, X for demolish, all that fun stuff. Right here is a big point. This one will be very, very important. These are the priority lists. So I would press P, bring up the priority list, and everything starts at a standard of 5. So right now, everything's standard of 5. We could press any number on the keyboard we have and just set higher priority. 9 being the highest, except for 0. 0 being emergency. Emergency being everyone will stop what they're doing, everyone that can, and they will immediately go to solve the problem or complete the task. So, cool thing is, I'm just keeping myself down here. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so up here we have our resources. Here we will press G, we will dig outward. I made the mistake of doing it too big on the last world I made, so we're gonna do it a little smaller. Since we already have water down here, oh, by the way, we have the oxygen overlay here, overlays here at the top, so we press the oxygen. Blue is breathable, red is not. That is the simplest thing. We have the power overlay, which we don't have any power right now, so that's mute. Then we have temperature, which green is good. Well, a little warmer is, yeah, it gets closer and closer to red the hotter it is. We have the materials, which highlight all the materials. I know, very intimidating. It's okay, I'll work with you. We have light, which is, well, the visibility. And I will say, they don't technically need light to work, but light helps improve movement speed and other things such as morale and decor. Here is the plumbing, we don't see that yet. Ventilation, we don't see that yet. And we have the decor. Decor is how pretty things are. Higher decor values help with morale boosting. Depending upon the duplicate, it could negatively or positively influence them depending on how glamorous the decor is. You know, how green it is. We have germ overlay, which right now we don't have any germs. We have these bristle blossoms, which it'll just smell like flowers. That's the only thing it does. We have farming, which shows all the crops. We have the room overlay, which any enclosed area will show up as a room. And here we have a list of different kinds of rooms and different effects they have on materials and duplicates. Over here, we have radiation. Radiation comes in the form of natural light, or, well, you can find radioactive items as well. Up here, up the top left, we have the pause button, the move slow, medium, and then we have fast. I personally like fast because, well, it gets them done really quickly. Now, here, up at the bottom left, we have the building. Right now, we want to build tiles. So, we will grab the tile block and build outwards. The first thing I always do is build the main platform, because I like turning it into a room. once we get things taken care of. Now, to make sure the duplicants don't go to the bathroom on themselves, we are going to build an outhouse. The outhouse is simply just so they don't urinate everywhere, which is gross. It's bad. Not to mention it will spread food poisoning, which when getting on things will make them very sick. We don't want sick duplicants. It fucks with the workflow. On top of that, certain sicknesses and illnesses can kill duplicants. Speak of the devil. Over here we have slime. Slime is great because you can turn it into a whole bunch of stuff, and some things you can farm with it. But unfortunately, slime lung, when it normally spawns in warm. Warm gives it slime lung, meaning this stuff will spread through the air and can get into the lungs of your duplicates. Also radiation. Like I said earlier, that is pure uranium ore. It is not safe, but they can mine it. Once it's broken, it no longer emits radiation. Once it is put to use, then it will emit radiation. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to build downwards. One of the things we are going to do is also set up rooms. I like to keep it 4 high so everything matches the center room, and because it also gives us more room to work with when it comes to let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Go ahead and close all that water, because then we can get the other water down and move it down here. We can also just turn this whole section to... Actually, that's probably a good idea. So... we'll start here. Dig out this whole area. And, one thing, airflow exists, so we have to be incredibly mindful of the flow of oxygen. Right now, we have something called sublimators, which they emit gases and or liquids, as possible, based on availability of space. So because the pressure isn't too much, they are going to continue to emit oxygen. It'll get better the more space we have out. But they will eventually run out. If you pay attention to the kilograms, it is going down pretty fast. So we have a decent amount of it right now, but soon we will need to craft something called an oxygen diffuser. Once we obtain metal ore, like copper, which we're about to cut through some down right about here. And then we also need to make sure we get power, because that will allow us to, well, fuel it with power and all that fun stuff. Over here we have the diagnostics, which it tells us all the stuff that's going on, crops, entombment, food. You'll see shortly once it starts showing stuff. Over here we have the materials, which that clears all the new. What we want highlighted is the stuff we're going to keep track of. Coal is a fuel source, we will need that later on. Dirt we use for crops. We have the food, which shows up over here. We don't necessarily need it. Sand we will need because it is a filtration medium. So later on we will get something called... what is it called? Oh, a deodorizer. That basically just filters the air out, gets rid of the polluted air, and helps keep things from getting gross. Keeps the air clean. We want copper because it is a core building material for power, and we want algae because it is what we use to create oxygen. We also want to highlight sandstone because it is going to be our main building block. The entire start, for the most part, we were going to be using sandstone. Later on, we will get to stuff like granite, igneous rock. I know there's mafic rock. We also have gold, but that's mostly a metal ore that we use. We have the fertilizer up here, which we will highlight once we get some. Let's see, we also have lead, which we use to, well, obviously we can build stuff with it. There's more dirt, granite. We got sand down here, because it's a filtration medium, obviously. We got more stuff, god damn it. They're not very smart, by the way. They're incredibly stupid. There we go. Don't entomb yourselves, you stupid sons of bitches. Right. Now, let's go ahead and carve out all of that. No, don't break those. There we go. We're going to fill this whole space with water. because it is good to have a nice source of water to draw from. And since we're going to need to dig outwards, and I know I need to dig this way for building purposes, we need to get the water where we need it. And getting it in an area that we can control it will be helpful. Probably also a good idea to get a pitcher pump, which will allow us to draw from the water source. Let's see. And you also need to get some... There we go. That'll allow us to build this way. Now that we got that taken care of, there we go. That will allow us to build over here, and we can pretty much empty this whole area out. That'll drain the water where we want it. I don't know if I can reach that. Let's go ahead and do that, just in case. Oop. We don't want that covering up the materials at the bottom. Oh. As we dig, we will uncover materials, like in here. See it says buried object? Something seems to be hidden here. So, same thing with anything that gets buried. But it could have seeds, it could have, well, muckroot buried in it. Muckroot being a very poor staple food, but it's very good starting food. It'll help us keep the duplicates fed until we can get crops growing. Alright, looks like they're getting that done pretty well. Nice. Oh, they can also, up here, it'll show us where the diseases are. There we go. New TV makes it harder for me to mount my phone up for the camera. It's not impossible, but it's definitely not easy. Alright, so that'll fill up. I want to say it probably should stop out here. Probably a little lower, actually. Once we fill out these, it should. Then we got this over here, which is going to be a little trickier, but I'm pretty sure we can manage. We also need to get some beds built. Yeah, we need to get some beds built because they're going to wake up with sore backs. Yep, sore backs. Which... Yep, -1 to athletics. They'll work slower, they'll move slower, whole shebang. Now, first off, we got a lot of green, which is good. Over here we got some... Ooh, we got a geyser event. Alright, that's really good. Do we have any others? Doesn't look like it yet. Okay. So, let's see. Right now, we're going to need 16. We'll build this way, back here. That will be the bathroom. There. That way they can get up to the roof. Also, do some doors. Which, I will stack the doors double, because if I were to enclose the room with the blocks here, gases will get trapped up at the top, and they won't move around or circulate. These doors, the pneumatic doors you start with, allow the flow of water and air. So nothing will stay trapped in the room, top or bottom. Now, it is generally a good idea to keep your duplicants' beds up on higher elevations. Simply because duplicants need air, and in this game, air will rise up to the top. Whereas CO2 falls to the bottom. Don't know why, it's just the way they built it. Ah, right. Sulfur. Yeah, there it is. Mafic rock and sulfur. They're usable. We also want to get this water source up here. We'll also set up some... Okay. Goody goody. Let them get that. Good. Let's mop all this up so I can properly get this area taken care of. There we go. We don't want them walking through water too often. Generally not a good idea. Their feet will stay soggy, and, well, they will get cold. If they stay cold for too long, they'll get hypothermia. We don't want that. Alright. Alright, here, we're getting a duplicate here soon. Well, a new print, I should say. Which can be a supply drop or another duplicate. Supply drops being stuff like this, food, and all that fun. So, let's see. We got first one, auto, cooking, suit wearing, decorating. They're a quick learner, they have an iron gut. So they have very good science, but they don't have a science interest. So that's kind of contradictory. Got rocketry, we can't use him really. And we got farming, decorating, and tidying. They're moved, cold. I guess that's not awful, because they have increased strength so they can carry more. They also like to build, which isn't necessarily a great thing. Affects the duplicant's morale and their opinion on surroundings. Okay, so I might take him simply because he's got a farming interest and he's immune to cold. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Ooh, we got a hidden room over here. Nice. I didn't realize how vividly the colors are on this TV. Should be done here shortly. Let's see. We don't have any skills, do we? We do. Alright, so he spawned him the skill. What we want is him to be a farmer, so we're going to give him his farming skill. Each duplicate that you get into the printing pod comes in automatically with a skill point. These guys are, yeah, they need to get XP through work in order to get another skill point. So right now we can't really go through there. Ceiling collapse. Right, okay, so they took care of it. That's good. Alright. Let's see. It's covered in mafic rock and sand. Oh, they're food. Well. New Hope. Forgot about that. Yep. Alright. Yeah, that won't last very long, now will it? Also... Yep. Rose a shabby dresser. Yep, Turner's outfit, shabby dresser. Yep. As you can see, decor gets worse based on how much, like, debris is on the ground. But you get enough decor items that completely becomes mute. You could clean it up and tidy everything, but it becomes more of a hassle than it's worth. So generally, I don't bother. Also, these little guys hatch. These guys pretty much can be farmed for an infinite coal resource. Later down the line, we are going to want to farm them on meal lice, because that'll give a decent bit of coal every cycle. Get enough of those guys, and you farm enough meal lice, it will work out very nicely. Because then we won't have to worry about running out of fuel. See, we got algae, blossom. Pretty sure my head is covering a good bit of it. Alright, so they can't mine that yet, so we won't worry about it. Let's get a room down here. Set it up for power. We'll also set up a room up top here. Oop. How much space is this? 126. 120. So it's a little too big. Good thing is we're going to have some space taken up, so we can afford that. Alright. So we should have enough room based on the amount of blocks that are going to be taken up in the center. So I'll show you shortly what I'm going to do. Can you guys stop putting him in blocks, please? Goodness, it's not that hard to do. Alright, so we're gonna set up doors here. And top to bottom, this room will be counted as our Great Hall. Oop. Let's see here. I think I have an idea for this area. Okay. Let's see. Alright. So, let's see. What we're going to do is set this up as a park, because it only needs to be a certain size. And we can, I guess, get some stuff going on in here. Auto harvest. Auto harvest. Well, I guess that wouldn't work because there's not enough plants, is there? Let's see, where is it? Park. 2 wild plants. So it can be a park. Okay, could be a park. That's good. That works. There we go. Eventually, we'll be walking to and from the far area, which that room itself will be a place they can visit during their downtimes. Oh, which reminds me, I need to set up their schedule. It is generally a good idea in my mind to set up extra downtime, because the larger your area gets, the harder it is for duplicates to get to places with relative, well, good time. So... let's go ahead and set this up. I can't get through it immediately, but we'll use this to set up the bathroom. And let's see, we're gonna want wash basins so they can wash their hands. Wait a minute. Okay, good, 16. I was wondering about that. I didn't think I had enough room in there. Alright, I'm giving us some space here so that way I can set up other items in here, because if it's too small, we can't really do much with it. Let's see. How big are you? 16, good. Can you tell I like all my stuff to be the same size? 16 is a good size. I don't know what that is. That's not good. Okay, so couldn't break that, I guess. Let's set up power. Alright. We're gonna want a research room. And in the center, what about here? Put a block, and we'll set up our oxygen diffuser. There we go. Set this up as a fat priority 9. That way, it'll be the first thing they rush to do. Yeah, they're moving to where they can breathe. I guess I failed to set that up quick enough. But it's alright, they're not dying yet. Getting there though. Let's let them set that up. They're getting there. Research is going to be a pretty big thing, too. I've already wasted a couple of cycles without researching. Mainly because I'm working on other shit. Alright, they're already powering the batteries. And we already got some oxygen going. Let's go. So it's in the center, so it should push a lot of the oxygen into the most important parts. It's level with the workroom, which is good. It's what we want. Although, until we can get some proper airflow to let air go down through these tiles, it's going to be tricky. So, we're going to go to research. First thing you want to research is the food section, which, don't use algae terrarium. They're bad. They're not resource good. Planter box, old-fashioned, not good. Wait until you get the farm tiles. Because then that also gives you the cooking supplies. So we'll keep this at a steady 7. That way they prioritize keeping the power banks full. We also want to put a priority 7 on our oxygen diffuser, so that way they don't stop putting algae in it. You get enough tasks stacked up, eventually they're going to stop paying attention to the important stuff. Alright, we're already getting some good oxygen flow. Well, not good, but it's okay. Well, we really just gotta wait. Oh. Now, with the wash basins, we want them to go left. Left meaning they won't use it until they go past it in that direction. Because germs. Gonna get another duplicate here soon. Another minute or so. Whoop. Left. Sulfur. Buddy bud. Dust cap. These are one of the weird things that grow on slime. Not a huge fan of them. Mainly because, again, they need slime. And slime's one of those things that's kind of a bitch to get a hold of. Generally, with things that have obnoxious growth requirements, I tend to enjoy... There we go. Alright. Build those immediately when you get the chance, please. Yeah, they need to use the bathroom. Yep. One of them needs to use the bathroom. Was it Billy? Turner. Nope, it's Cereal. Boy needs to pee. Go pee, boy. Not immediately. Wait a second. Oh, he pissed all over the place. Clean that up immediately, please. Clean that up immediately, please. Clean that up immediately, please. Yep, boy peed himself. Yeah, wash your nasty ass hands. We don't want germs. Well, actually, we've been running around without doing any disinfecting, so let's get some disinfection going on, because we got food poisoning everywhere. 9. Get rid of that. Alright. Let's get rid of all the fucking germs I've allowed to propagate this whole fucking time. Thankfully, disinfecting doesn't require any resources. It's relatively, well, free. Which is good. Let them get all that. Nice. I hit my thing. Oops. Alright, we're all good. Things are disinfected. They can't disinfect items, but they can do buildings. Right, we got some stuff, so construction, we want on Billy, Cereal, we want research. Yeah. Kimpy, we want to dig. So digging. She's a digger and she needs to dig. Relatively okay progress. Not the best, but we're getting there. Getting some research. Let's see. Algae terrarium, planter box, radiation box, and compost. Compost is used for polluted dirt. Ah, so we gotta cook. All thumbs. Decrease. Okay. Ooh, that's a good farm. Oh, we got some on the digs. I might just get them because they dig. I'll get them because they dig. Alright, so now that we've gotten 6 people, we can set up priorities a little bit. So we want the people with the skills to dig to really just focus on digging. Same thing with the person that builds. Everyone else is kind of free reign on that for right now. Get the skills, digging, good. Get to digging, boys. I want to see them skills working. After we finish here, we're going to need to work. Let's see. We have power options, which we can get to shortly. What I want is decor. So I'm going to go to the artistic expression tree after we finish the planter ones. I can't reach that, can I? No. And they'll get to it soon. Alright. Guess we'll use that as an excuse to set up the bedrooms. There we go. Alright. Set up furniture. Alright. Up here we got plenty of room up top, so I'm not too worried about any items being placed in here. If we absolutely have to, we could move the beds, but I think we're good for that. Looking very empty. The park's gonna be great, though. I'm tempted to have it up here. Empty. Actually, it might be better to have it up here. Hold on. I guess it's not bad. This one's got more dirt, though. Hold on, you know what? I've changed my mind. Mark's going in here. We'll have the farms up above. Get rid of... Actually, I'll leave that for right now, just in case. Who knows? Wouldn't hurt to have 2. I haven't had a park in my areas before. Alright, we got polluted dirt and we got polluted water. We're gonna have to set up some compost here soon. Damn, my PC's warm. Need to clean that bitch out. Got to set up this water somewhere too. And we got more slime lung reading infested grossness. Okay, so this is one of those indestructible blocks that also makes up all of the border of the map. So this is technically a vent and or geyser. We can't tell yet because it's covered. But a little trick is if you press the priority button, it highlights it. But if you press the emergency, it'll tell you what it is. Oh, that's a water geyser. Hold on, hold on. There we go. 95. That's not terrible, because it's not super warm. If it was any higher, it would be boiling. But it generally just seems to put out a tepid water, which is doable. Well, tepid. Still 95 fucking degrees Celsius. We just need a way to cool it down. which isn't out of the realm of possibility. But that's good. Having a standard water geyser is a fucking win. Turn that off. We'll have to see what else we can find when we're rooting around in the other areas. I'll have to show methods of cooling off things later, because it's a little trickier than you think. Because it's simple yet not simple. Okay. So, let's see. Let's set up... Hold on. Buddy, what are you doing up there? Get down. They're really dumb, can you tell? Oop. There we go. Hold on. Just because I don't want the sand... Don't break it. There we go. Let's ignore the areas with the sand and get rid of the sand first. There we go. Maybe we can set this up for a park. Well, research is done. Get the decor items. We're putting up a wall here because we're going to break this and allow the water to flow down into our reservoir. That's a lot of fucking water though, so I don't know if we're gonna have enough room. So let's go ahead and stack that up one more just in case. There we go. Set that up. Cancel uproot. Cancel uproot. Because we don't want to mine it. There we go. There we go. Yep, 54. 12. Nice. Nature reserve would be pretty nice. But we need a lot of blocks for that. Oh. Mess table. Here we got food, so... Because... let's do this, because we want farm up here. We want farm as close to the center of the template area as possible. We don't want it on the outskirts, which is trickier than it seems. Thankfully this area isn't too much warmer. It takes a good bit of layering before we get to that. Lights. That is good. We do need lights. Let's see. We got the mess table, which we're going to want that at. Let's see. Plants. We also need a recreational table, or a recreational area. Which we will get shortly. I wish they would finish that, but I think I'm putting a little too much work. Alright guys, you're gonna need beds soon. Could you get that? Keep hitting my microphone. Trying to get a room for morale boosts as soon as possible, but it seems like we're taking a hot minute. Yep, still sleeping on the... Ah, you built one. Well, Billy's getting some damn good sleep. Gonna want to uncover this area soon. At least at some point. But we're also gonna want to get some temperature moderation here soon as well. Alright, get carbon, let's go. People who build are building. Ouch. Alright, so 2 rooms, we got the latrine and we got the barracks. Both of them give them a morale boost of 1. Which using them means it's a subtraction to their overall stress level. Which we want. We want them to be as little stressed as possible. Yep. Granite, oxalite, good dirt. Okay. Let's check what we got here. We got a decent bit of food options here. Let's see. Water, fluid water. Well, we got these 2 building blocks. A lot of igneous and a decent bit of granite. Igneous is good for building, like, insulation tiles. Or if you want to prevent heat transfer, that's really good for it. Which we will probably be using that for the insulation around our base. Pretty much everywhere you see the stone on the outskirts, we're going to have to enclose, because this heat transfer is not good. We don't want that. Looks like we have enough room over here for something. Ouch. Alright, let's get some plants in here. That way we can get some proper decor. Also need this room to be closed off a little better, because, well, yeah. Yep, we just need a recreational table. Well, let's go. Gonna set up some trim. Hold on. We are gonna want some light, but we'll figure that out. Because light will make them happier. There we go. Let's see. Where do we get recreational? I forget. I genuinely do forget. Ah, there it is. Colony development. There we go. Now we can do some advanced research once we get that taken care of. Set up. I would run it through the top, but it'll destroy the dirt over there, and I don't want that. There we go. For the sake of it, it's probably also a good idea to set up lights in the work area. There we go. Over the bathrooms as well. No, no. B. There we go. Thankfully, standard copper isn't too difficult to come by. Alright. Let's get rid of those. I do need to set up a light. Hold on. Let me check something. We don't have any shine bug eggs. We do have this guy around here. Should lay an egg sometime soon. Yep. Sunbug. We'll see here in a second. What I want is to be able to create a park. Pedestal. We'll get that shortly, I guess. We're just waiting on them to finish this. Yep. Nice. Now, we should have a great hall once that is finished building. Crafting station, which, good. And we have wood burner. We don't want that yet, because that's heat. We don't want heat right now. Oh, don't be fooled, this will not stay cold. Once we mine it, it'll output a shit ton of heat. Well, correction, it'll level out, it won't produce heat. We also don't want to get this yet either, because it's going to overheat the base. We don't want that. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. Now, lit workspace. Yep. No, run faster. Where's that work speed? Nope, just speed. This means they'll move around more comfortably. Yep. Ooh, wait. Ooh, we can set up like looks. I didn't know that. Well, too late. We'll get to see if that exposed wire fucks with things. Yep. We don't need a cook. Farming and digging. You're not that great. I'll take that because these two are not looking too good. We already got two people that dig. We need a builder mostly. And we already have a farmer, so I'm not worried about that. Let's see. Get some meal wood growing. Alright. Set up a room. We'll go ahead. Get a bunch of stuff stacked up. Right. First off, let's dig up to about here. Carve this away. Get rid of that. That'll allow all this to flow down here. Hopefully it doesn't flood anything else, because that's what we don't want. There we go. Alright. Oop. Telescope, stations. Alright, supercomputer we want in here. Let's go. We're gonna want to change these batteries out here soon too. So the next thing we research is power. We can't use the coal generators yet. Well, we can, but I'm not going to. They can't reach that. Well, hold on, let me just... There we go. Just so we can get to it. I do want to build that. Let's go. Good decor. Yep. Gives a +6 to morale, because it's great. That's why I love it. I think the park sign is one of the next ones, isn't it? I guess so. Don't remember. Okay, let's get the bathroom looking a little nicer. Because gross dirt isn't good for morale. Let's see. We're good for the most part. We are going to need to carve out bottoms areas. Let's go ahead and get another room down here. Tear out those. Let's see. Can you wait. There it is. I knew it. Get that fucking thing. Unreachable. That's why, because it wasn't able to be, wasn't reachable. Now it should be. When they get the chance, I want them to make that top priority. There we go. Because if he's floating around in there, I don't have to worry about it as much as the plants. He'll be able to eat the bristle blossom, which we don't want our harvest in there. Because honestly, we can just set up a bunch of critters and that'll be fine with me. Do we have any hatch eggs somewhere? I would be surprised if we didn't. I do need to honestly kill whatever's in here because we don't want them near where we spawn new stuff. Let's see. Don't have any hatch eggs available, so there it is. This will allow a lot of CO2 to go downwards, getting it out of the way so we don't have to worry about it staying where we're working. Okay. Let's see here. I do want... Where's the park signs? Is that colony development, or is that somewhere else? Oh, wait. Park signs are up here, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so once that research is done, nice. Looking a little better. Not perfect, but it's... we want them to work on those. They can't poop, they're fucked. I need to get somebody for tidying purposes. Didn't I have 6 duplicates? Didn't I have 6? I'll trust you, game. I could have sworn I had 6. I don't see any signs of a dead duplicate. Not yet, anyway. I'm looking. I don't see anybody mourning, so there's no dead. Huh. That confused me. Okay, we do have the battery. Hold on, guys. While we're still early, let's... Get rid of those so we got new batteries put in. God damn it. These big batteries are great because they are 4 times the amount of power supply, or the power storage, compared to the regular batteries, which is amazing. Need you guys to craft these. Who's building right now? Someone's supposed to be building. Hold on. I'll prefer one person focus on that, thank you. Awesome. Now we got more power. Let's get to the farming tile. Let's go. Because we want the park sign. Get rid of that. Okay, oxygen production isn't looking great because we're not keeping these things fucking fueled enough. Alright. Hey. Let's Don't crash, please. Now my computer's gonna crash for a second. Oh dear. Frames dropped pretty fucking hard though. There it goes. Alright. So, we got another one up here. What are you? Natural gas geyser. Good. That works as fuel, which is what we need. Cold is cold, but it doesn't look like I'm getting any cold biomes, which that's going to be a pain in the ass. Maintaining heat is going to be tricky too. Alright. I'll stick with the briars. Ah, the morale's good. They're giving away balloons. Let's go. Well, I was looking a little better in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and tear out this. Oh. Hey, little shine bug. They should eat the bristle thing. Alright, don't grab anything else. Goody, goody, goody. It should fill it up and hopefully it doesn't overflow. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere else, which is great. It's what we want. There we go. It's a lot of water. God damn, those shine bugs. What the fuck? I mean, shit. I mean, as long as you don't go near the bedrooms. God damn. Gristleberry, gristleberry. Each little tiny thing. Okay, it's still growing. I was worried for a second. Oop, wait. Refinement, fertilizer, furniture, there it is. Ba-ba-ba. Mark sign. Hopefully that works, actually. Kind of excited. Let's go! We got a nature reserve. Oh, wow. It's because it's got more than one plant. Fuck yeah, that's a hell of a bonus, too. I didn't know those lights counted. Alright, shit. Animation. Okay. Alright, what do we get? Curative tablets. Researching farming rocketry. Decorating. Starting at morale bonus when in space. You're not that. Neither of you decorate. I'll take the tablets, because that'll be helpful later down the line. Let's get some dupe skills. Crop tending. Let's go. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Hey, I was good to put that there. Let's go. Alright, mop that up. Oh, too much liquid me. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't flood. It's not flooded, thankfully. Alright, I guess we'll wait till that water goes down. We'll have to deal with soggy feet in the meantime. Relocate to... Alright. Alright. Get as many of those little bugs in there as possible. Get a hell of a lot of them around. Let's get rid of these. What we want to do, set up a bristleberry farm in the center here. And then up top here, we'll do another mealwood farm. Alright. Nope, wrong thing. Yep. Wrong thing. Alright, so the reason for the odd layout is because this way it lines up with 2 rooms. But I'm creating a space for 3. No, I don't want that. Okay. And because mealwood doesn't require much extra of anything. Oops. There we go. It's easier to deal with. Just have that there so we have it available. We're gonna have to... Hey. Next thing we're researching is airflow, because we're not getting very good airflow at all. Where is it? Should be... There it is. We're also going to go ahead and double up or triple up on the insulation as well, because if we build insulation, that'll allow us to, well, seal up all of this outside area away. Thankfully, it's not awful. We're not getting super bad temperatures, but it's a large area to work with, and we want to make sure it's enclosed and safe. So that way there's no temperature loss from anywhere else. Get that there. Let's go. Let's go ahead and make the bedroom pretty too. Might as well. I want my boys to feel loved. Come on. Boys and girls. And then right here, right here. There we go. Power draw, 370, that's fine. As long as we keep the power usage strictly from these to simple lights, then we're fine. Go ahead and set up some lights here. 3, 3, yeah, that should do us. Yeah, that should cover all of that. There's some gas coverage. to get some power. There we go. Got all these, so we're getting some mealwood. Or, yeah, mealwood. We're basically just farming these little bugs. It's not great, but it's food. We can't afford to be picky, really. Yep. Alright. Now we got another light bug in there, so hopefully... There we go. He's not sticking around over there. That's honestly quite frustrating. There we go. Because if they're not staying where the food can grow, then we're gonna have some bugs that are dying. We don't want that. Alright, when's the next one? 2 cycles. So we got a hot minute. Keep the airflow good, you little turds. We don't necessarily need more than one, so get rid of those. Alright. Ah, well. One of them died. Gas valve, we have pump, and airflow tiles. Great. These we are going to use to allow air to flow through the solid platforms we have, which is going to be quite necessary. That's not going to do much in either sense. Well, I guess we're doing that then. The closest we can do. See, same here. Oh. I used to just make everything out of these, but then I found out it's a huge waste of resources. Send these up for when we get everything else done. Yeah. So, let them do that. Take some time. Airflow's not good. We'll figure it out. Here, let's set up another room. Okay, yeah, let's set up another room. We'll have to be another water room, because it's not a good idea for me to build down into the warm. Because all that water we have is being used for our crops, and if the water is warm, and we use it to do the crops, then it's just going to make the crops warm. And if they're too warm, they won't grow, because they're very sensitive. They're sensitive little babies. Yeah, because it won't grow at a higher temperature than 30. Let's say Bristle Blossom's a little better. It can... Never mind, it's 30. I forget which one is better. Research! Research! Let's get some research. Let's get some automation wiring going. Alright, basically just gonna let that level out. Yeah, they're already stressed out because their feet are soggy all the time. CO2's getting kind of annoying. We need to build those. Hopefully it'll get done soon. Huh? Oh. Who's suffocating? As I damn. Alright. Also, I forgot I can't have that and the flowers at the same time. There we go. The game doesn't like that. Because the pot, even though it's hanging, it still counts as the one block down here, but the top plant counts as a block as well. So... how late is everything? Pretty good, it's pretty lit. It's fucking lit, dude. You know, I put you in there so you can keep those alive. And make it more lively. Little turd. Nice. Ooh, who's got skills? Billy does. Construction. Yeah, we need one more person to build. That's kind of our problem here. We only have one person focusing on building. Got plenty of people to dig, though. Alright, that's leveled out. Just letting this do its job. Alright. Sick. Hopefully the next duplicate we get is someone that can build. Looking pretty nice so far. Ah, those little dudes. These guys are technically considered a delicacy. Yup, very delicious. You feed them a lot, and they produce polluted dirt regardless of what you feed them. So they eat just about anything. Yeah, they can eat just about anything. Ah. Goldfish. Oh, so they clean water. Yep, they get parkour for lol. Huh. Well, either way, we can kill them for food. But, ugly little bastards. But we can farm them, which is good. How do I... actually, don't let me... all my boys are building. How do you change their egg types? Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Okay, so it needs to be colder. Which we can't get that cold right now. Let's see. It's incredibly dependent on their temperature. Okay. Alright. Alright. They're pretty tempered right now. This place is cooling down a little bit. We need a very cold area in order to get the water filtration Paku. Alright. Can we get someone that builds, please? Oh boy. Oh well. That's actually really good. Farming and ranching is actually really good. Oh, they got a lot of stuff though. But you don't have as many interests. Frost Roof, Night Owl, Early Bird. You're great at operating though. Operation speed. NG's tune-up effect duration. Damn. Do I worry about food or the machines? Because I could set him up to work nights to keep the machines running at night. Agriculture. I do need husbandry. You know what? I got enough workers. I need husbandry. Because if I could set you up, I could give you the skill specifically for ranching. I already have crop tending, so that's good. Alright, super hard digging. Let's go. Alright. Alright. Let's get some refinement too. Alright, so technically we want to get some refined metal. But technically the most efficient way is to get the smelter, at least currently with what I can get. But that thing produces shit tons of power. And outputs a crap ton of heat, which we don't have any heat mitigation at the moment. So for right now, what I'm going to do is get a rock crusher. It has a higher variety of uses. It's not as efficient, but we have enough metal materials that I'm not entirely upset about the idea. We can also get the kiln, which obviously, like it says, you can fire clay to produce ceramic and coal, or wood to produce refined carbon. So it has more uses, but the crusher we can also use to get smaller materials, which we can create filtration mediums by turning, well, things into powder. Ooh. Hey, we have another gas geyser. Let's see, 150. It's not bad. Do we have any more? Okay, we got 2 gas geysers. So, theoretically, we got a pretty damn decent amount of fuel that we don't have to worry too much about. That is, if we can harvest it properly. We do got some temperate areas close by to them, so that is good. Once we get in here and get into the sulfur, we'll get some other materials as well. So we get to automation. No, automation. Alright. We'll get the refinement. Stop lighting. We'll get some refinement done, and hopefully that'll help. Digging as well. Right. Sweet. Let's set up our farm. So here we want the bristle blossoms. Granted, we're not going to be able to fill all of them out immediately, but we'll be getting pretty decently close. Soon I'll also need to set up a kitchen as well. Try to keep an eye out on the outskirts just to see if we can find another vent or geyser. Yeah. We got these little turds. Spindly grapefruit. Ooh, we got some iron over here. Don't have much of that. I'd say our base is looking kind of pretty. Pretty ugly. I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. Right. We're making things look a lot more homey as well. These toilets are very ugly. That's why it's not helping a lot. Come on, give me a plant. Give me a plant. We got room for one more person, it seems. Got all this, so... Alright, get the diggers in place. Stop. I need to stop saying that. Excavators. That's better. There we go. Clear that out. That'll give us a bunch of copper to work with. Since we're getting to work on refinement, we got a rock crusher here, which is good. Let's go ahead and set up one here and one here. We'll leave some space for some other stuff. I also want to set up... Hold on. No, let's get the rock crusher. Hey. Sure. Yeah. 240 watts, doesn't take a lot, but I don't want to add it to this circuitry because this is our life support system, quite literally. It has the lights and our research and our oxygen generation, so we really don't want to take that away. Okay, so for right here, let's go ahead and start filling this area in. We'll start pulling away the water into this little center. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't take too long either. Again, I need someone else for construction, which I don't have yet. A little less than 2 cycles left. How long have I been going for? An hour and a half. It's not bad. Okay. I think for right now, this is a good enough place to leave off. I'm mostly just recording these outright, not really doing any editing. Because, well, this game doesn't really have much room for editing, honestly. It's one of those games that's kind of pleasing to look at, and if you're willing to watch it at all, if you're at all interested, it's one of those things that's a little more fun to just watch people do it. That's what I think, personally. When I was watching Mark play it, I don't remember him doing a lot of editing on either, so... yeah, I think it's an hour to work on. So, let's go pause that. Go ahead and leave it here. I'm uploading a bit late today, because the last recording was fucked, so... I would have recorded earlier in the morning, but I overslept. I know, right? Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and yeah. I will see you the next time I record. Jack loves you. Bye-bye.